Most AI-powered Flutter apps ship with no tests for their AI layer. Zero. The repository that calls Gemini untested. The BLoC that manages the streaming state untested. The prompt engineering that determines whether responses are useful untested. And the reason isn't laziness. The reason is that developers look at their AI code and generally don't know how to test it. How do you write a unit test for something that's non-deterministic? How do you test a block that consumes a stream? How do you verify a prompt without calling the actual API? These are real questions and they all have clean answers. By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly how to test every layer of your AI architecture from repository, block, prompts, and integration, and you'll have the mock AI provider from lesson 6 working harder than ever. Welcome back to Intelligent Flutter. This is lesson 10. We built the architecture, repository pattern, streaming state management, context streaming, persistence, and caching. Today we make it trustworthy. Testing AI-powered code is different from testing REST APIs. It's not hard, it's just different. Once you understand the three core principles, the tests write themselves. Let's start there. So principle 1, never test against a live AI API. A unit test that calls Gemini is not a unit test. It's a slow, expensive, flaky integration test that depends on your internet connection, your API quota, and the non-determinism of a large language model. Your CI pipeline will hate it, your colleagues will hate it, you will hate it at 11 p.m. when the quota resets. So test against the mock AI provider. That's why we built it. Principle 2, test behavior, not content. You cannot assert that the AI response is correct. The model is stochastic. What you can assert is that your architecture behaves correctly given a particular response. Did the block transition from streaming to ready? Did the repository store the result in the cache? Did the error state carry the right AI failure subclass? The content is the model's responsibility. The behavior is yours. The third principle is test the seams, not the internals. The seams are the interfaces like AI provider, AI repository, AI response cache. Test what goes in and what comes out at each boundary. Don't test Drift's storage mechanism. Drift has its own tests. Test that your repository correctly calls put method after a successful response. So these three principles together give you a testing strategy that's fast, deterministic, and meaningful. The repository is a fast SIM. It takes a prompt, calls the provider, and returns a response. Optionally stores it in a cache. The mock AI provider from lesson 6 carries all three tests. The should fail flag turns on the error path. The mock response controls the returned content. The mock cache via mocktail intercepts cache calls. And your UI repository is now testable without a network connection or an API key or a running drift DB. The BLoC is the hardest thing to test in an AI-powered app because it consumes a stream that emits values over time. So a stream that can error, a stream that can be cancelled. So you can only imagine the amount of things you need to test. The stream delay key that holds the value duration to 0 is critical for test performance. The mock AI provider stream delay defaults to 15 milliseconds, but in tests, set it to 0. You're not testing the delay, you're testing the state transitions. Then the skip parameter in BLoC test lets you skip intermediate states. During streaming, the BLoC emits one state per token. You don't need to verify every intermediate, just the final state. Now, let's walk through each state test. So we have the happy path, BLoC test with mock AI provider. You assert the state sequence and make sure that it ends with chat ready and the last message is complete. For error path, the should fail is equals to true. Assert that the chat error carries the right failure type. Then for guard test, where two events are fired rapidly, assert only one conversation was started and the second send was ignored. Then for the cancellation, where you fire a send and wait briefly, then fire cancel. You have to assert that the conversation ends in chat ready with a non-empty partial message. You can't test whether the AI gives a good answer, but you can test whether your prompt produces the right kind of output by using the real model in a controlled way separately from your unit test. So this is a difference between unit tests and what I'd call prompt regression tests. These aren't unit tests, they are contracts with the model. So when you change your prompt, and you will, run this before shipping. If the structural assertions pass, your prompt is behaving as designed. If they fail, you know the prompt change broke something. So the key insight is you're not asserting what the AI said, you're asserting what it didn't do. No preamble, no markdown within length, such things. Those are your constraints. So you're testing the constraints. Widget tests with the mock AI provider give you confidence that your AI UI layer is correctly wired to the BLoC. Is the loading indicator showing? Is the input disabled? Is the error message appearing? These are things you can and should test without touching the real UI. Now let me map what we have built to the testing pyramid. At the base, we have unit tests, fast, numerous, no network, repository tests, and BLoC tests both live here. These should run in your CI pipeline on every commit. The target is under 5 seconds total. Then in the middle, we have the widget tests, mock, the BLoC, or the provider. Then you test the UI contract. Does the right widget appear in the right state? These are slower than unit tests, but still deterministic, so you can run in the CI. At the top, you have prompt regression tests tagged. Run manually before prompt changes shape. Hit the real API, not deterministic. The AI might give slightly different structural outputs on different runs, but they catch big regressions. Then above the pyramid, it's exploratory. You, the developer, using the real app with a real model. You're looking for the edge cases, unusual inputs, coherence problems. It cannot be automated and it cannot be skipped, so you have to do it yourself. So your goal is fill the base and middle of the pyramid, be deliberate about the top, and don't skip the exploratory layer. It's where the best bugs hide. So this is what the test suite looks like. Around 12 tests in seconds, no network and no API key. Now the last 5 lessons, the AI repository patterns, streaming state management, context management, and conversation memory, and caching, and now testing. You have a complete production-grade AI architecture, layered, testable, swappable, and resilient. The kind of foundation that makes new features cheap to add and bugs easy to find. So the architecture is built, the tests are written, 10 lessons done. You can now follow along for more projects around more AI-powered Flutter projects in mobtest.studio /projects if you want to explore more on what you have learned. I'll see you in the next series.